In this video, we're going to have a look and sort of a listen to the Kiwi Ears Airoso in-ear headphones. Hi, I'm Lee. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. So before we get into it, I think I should mention that I'm not a sound engineer. So I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to good headphones, bad headphones, that sort of thing. I'm not completely inexperienced because in video production, you know, I use headphones a lot to monitor while I'm on set, and then while I'm doing actual editing, I need to check with the speakers on my desk, but I also need to check with headphones because you need to check how the video sounds in different environments. But I think these are more designed for music, but I'm definitely planning on using them from time to time on set when I need to monitor my cameras and the audio coming out of that. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. This is going to be an overview / review by not an absolute expert in sound and headphones, but not entirely a layperson, if that makes sense. So they come in this nice little pouch, which is nice. They also come with 3 different colored foamy things. So you've got your black ones, you've got your sort of gray ones, and you've got your white ones. And I have found, and in each of those, there are 3 different sizes, so sort of small, medium, and large. And I think that's a really important thing to test and try out, because I know with me, I tend to have quite small ears, and if there's only one size of thing that goes in your ears, generally it's just not going to work, and they're not going to sort of fit in my ears. Like, for example, normal AirPods, not the AirPods Pro, but the normal AirPods, which are the hard plastic, they're just too big for my ears. Like, I can put them in there, but they always feel like they're falling out, and if I try to run or even jog, not built for speed, but if I did try, they would fall out. So I've found that with this one, the smaller ones fit just perfectly in my ears, so I'm very happy with the fit and the comfort in terms of that. So you have your little pouch, you've got a little sort of thing at the top, and then you've got your headphones in there. Now these do come not assembled, as it were, and this was one of the first bits of feedback that I have for Kiwi Ears. So you can see here, I'm just going to pull this out. These come unassembled, and you see there's this little bit there that you plug the 2-pin connector in, and on the instructions that came with this, it says they're labeled like with left and right, but you know, I'll do some B-roll of this and you'll be able to see that there is nowhere on here that says left or right, and I'll probably play some bloopers at the end where I was very confused in terms of I didn't know which cable to plug in which side, and I didn't know which way to put it in. I didn't want to force it in. I actually had to call my mate Simon and say, you know, headphones, like which side goes in? He said the red one goes on the right hand side, and you can see there is sort of a red circle around this, and there's not a red one around the other side. So hello. So there is, I think, that to keep in mind, that you just want to make the red one goes on the right hand side, and you can see sort of the way that it curves. You know, that's going to curve around the back of your ear. So if this goes into your ear like that, so if it goes into my ear like so, then this goes in like that, and that sort of is how I kind of guesstimated how to put the connectors in. And the thing with that is it sort of goes in that much sort of without being forced, but then you really do have to give it a good shove to go in. And I was worried that I was going to break it, so yeah, I had to call Simon and check which way it sort of went in. So let's go and have a look at the fit. And as you can see, they fit just fine, and the cable goes around the top of your ears. They're not discreet, but I think they're fairly discreet, and I'm definitely going to plan to use these a lot when I'm doing podcasts or any sort of interview or Zoom calls or things like that, because I don't like to have the big headphones on when I'm doing a podcast or something like that. I prefer having something subtle and sort of out of the way, and you know, if I turn my head you can see them, but it's not completely obvious that they're there. And then I have the cable coming around the back of my head, and then I've got an extension cable that goes into my Focusrite, which is down here, which is my sound system, which gets my sound in and out of my computer. In terms of how they sound, I think they sound really nice. I don't know if you can see, but I decided to go into my Draw O iPods to sort of go in, because I mean, you know, wired headphones, you know, it's a little bit different these days to have wired headphones. The advantage of wired headphones over wireless headphones is you're not going to have the same sort of delay. Now, there's probably not that much delay these days with Bluetooth headphones, but there is a little bit, and generally, you know, you can get Bluetooth headphones that sound really amazing, but you're going to pay quite a lot for that. And $150 Australian, I believe that's what the price is at the moment for these, you get you know, pretty amazing sound quality for the price, so that's something to keep in mind. They are wired, so if you do want to get them into you know, a current phone without a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, you are going to need some sort of adapter or something like that. But let's go and have a quick look at, so I was listening to them on my little iPod Shuffle here, and then I was listening a little bit on my other iPod Shuffle here, and in terms of the sound quality that I was getting, your mids, your highs, I found those really good. I found the bass was not overly bassy, and again, this is a you know, it's a style thing. It's a preference thing. I'm not a big fan of overly bassy boom boom boom, you know, kind of thing. So you definitely can hear the bass, but it's not like, they're not like Beats, where like I find Beats generally tend to really sort of, you know, they focus a lot on the bass, whereas these, I found you definitely get the bass, but they're not as bassy as some other ones. But I found them really nice, really sharp, really clear. I found definitely the separation between instruments, things like that, you can definitely hear that and that sort of thing. So yeah, short sort of review, because it's hard for me to have you hear what I can hear in these headphones. But I think for the price, yeah, I think they're a good set and well worth having a look at. I'll put a little bit of stuff about the specs in terms of what they have, you know, like the ohm and the hertz and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in that sort of stuff, I mean, obviously it's available on the website, but shortcut for you here down on the video. So yeah, as I said, not much to talk about. They are pretty darn good for the price. I'm happy with them. I think I'm going to get a lot of good use out of them. Again, for me, I'm not going to really use them that much for listening to music. I'm going to use them more for video chats, to have discrete wired headphones while I'm doing video chats, and also when I'm on set. I've got, you know, sort of big cans, but when I'm on set, sometimes if I'm filming outdoors or things like that and in a public venue and I don't want to be conspicuous about, oh, I'm listening to what's being recorded, these are nice. And again, they're nice and small. So I also like the idea of having them in this little case here, and I can have them in a bag just in case I am one to forget things very often. And if I forget my big headphones for monitoring on set, I could use these to monitor on set in a pinch. So yeah, that is a very quick and brief look at the Kiwi Ears Airoso. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it's been useful. If you've found it useful or helpful, please like and subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much for your support, and we'll catch you on the next one. Safe and happy, whatever it is you're doing. Oh, I'm struggling a bit with that. Interesting, nothing in the instructions on how to get that on. I presume you just sort of keep pushing until it gets on there. I'm so often defeated by the most basic of things. Okay, come on, you can do this. Oh, come on. I know Lee, the editor, is probably playing some silly comedy music. I can't do this. Hang on, wait. Am I supposed to remove that? No, the other ones have, so you see there's like this red. Am I supposed to remove that somehow? Wait a minute. Is Lee an idiot? I mean, he is an idiot, we know that, but hang on, let's work this out. Yes, that goes in like that. So that is the right one. Doesn't tell me what color's left and what color's right. I mean, maybe for sound people it's like, it's, you know, red is always left and blue is always right, but or the other way around, but I'm not. Okay, let's keep trying to get this on. Oh, this is ridiculous. Is there a trick to this? I'll try and sort of roll it in. Did it? Yes! Okay, result. Now let's see if that's comfortable. Yeah, that's pretty comfortable. Yeah, okay. One down, one to go. Okay, so I have to kind of sort of roll it in like that. Plug one side in, plug another side in, and what happens. No, I'm not forcing it and breaking it. I'm gonna check and find out what's going on here, and I will be back. Well, for you it'll be momentarily, for me it could be days. See you in a bit.